Inside the OMG episode number 168. I like to, like, right before I hit the microphone, I'm hearing, Super Spy! What were you doing?
Because I logged on,
Oh.
and I was like, and then I started, I'm an international super spy.
Hey!
Oh my god.
That was awesome. All right, in case you don't know, my special guest tonight is Alexa Hodzic.
Hello.
And we are here to celebrate your brand new song, your third single, As a Dream, featuring Olio. So, wow, what an accomplishment, first of all.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy to do a song like that. That's so, I mean, we're all cheery and bright right now.
Yeah.
But a song like that is really emotional and supercharged, and you're dealing with heavy issues. We were all dealing with heavy issues. So, in case you don't know, Olio's co-founder and drummer, DeHaven Carrington, that I started the band with now 25 years ago, he passed away tragically from a heart attack in 2019. And it totally devastated us. I mean, we were just didn't see it coming. It was awful. And so we all kind of handled it in our own ways. And our family unit really stuck together, and we came together, and that was awesome. And then one day you came to me and you said, I've got a song that I've written about Uncle D.
Yeah.
And what do you think? And you blew me away. It was so perfect. It was so good.
Yeah.
Lyrically, melodically, the chords, the emotion, how it was just really well done.
Thank you.
So later in this episode, we're going to do a whole breakdown on the song and how Alexa constructed the song and the different things that we did together. And we're also going to share some of the recording process, and got some fun stuff to share with you there. And we're also going to do some songs for you.
Yes.
We're going to play a few songs, including we're going to do As a Dream as well. So some shout outs. Gary, thanks for tuning in. Liam, I'm so glad you're here. Mom and Dad, thanks for tuning in. Beth, thank you. Miko, what's up? All right. Jimmy, howdy from New York. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy G. Meredith is tuned in. Thank you so much. Samantha's here. Thank you so much. Beth, I love the shirt. And the hat in the background. You got a good eye.
Ah, she noticed.
You got a good eye.
We strategically placed different things.
There you go. Agreed. Great shirt. Thanks, Jimmy. And Liam says, let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay, so I'm also doing something different tonight. Usually, so when I started this show 3 years ago, I was streaming in mono and at 720 because at the time I was streaming on Facebook, and it was like, you don't need to stream any higher bit rate than 720p because it won't matter. Facebook will just squash it down, and that's, not a big deal. But once I switched over to YouTube, I just was on autopilot, and I kept it on 720, and I kept it in mono. But tonight, first time, we're streaming in stereo and in 1080.
Wow.
So it's a big deal because I want you to really hear especially when I'm playing the clips from our recording, I want you to hear in stereo all the background vocals that are happening, and all the,
nice.
where the drums are left and right, because there's, tom rolls. And so instead of it like before when we were streaming in mono, you just hear it just kind of as one thing coming at you. But I encourage you to put on some good headphones or some AirPods, whatever, some kind of headphone, so you can really hear all the nuances and all the little intricacies that sometimes if you're watching on a phone or if you're watching on your laptop, those speakers that came with those devices they're okay, but you can't really hear what artists like Alexa and I intend for you to hear. Yeah. So that's an important little thing. Just want to throw that out there. All right, Liam says looks super clear.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so before we get into all the As a Dream stuff, why don't we hit them with a song?
Okay.
And why don't you set up the song? Why don't you talk about?
So we're gonna do These Days, my second single. Crazy. So These Days is basically just about being in the moment and being grateful for everything that you have, and just like taking it all in. I wrote this song during the pandemic, and like that we're still in a pandemic, but like, you know, the heat, March 2020. Yeah, and it forced me to take a breath and smell the roses. So that's pretty much what the song is about.
Perfect. All right, we're gonna switch cameras, and we're gonna head over.
All right.
And
I can. Okay.
maybe we'll do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Sound is clear. Bringing this over in case I need to see any comments about technical issues, making sure we're good. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Jimmy says, I noticed the ability to go to 1080 and switched about 2 minutes before you brought it up. I thought I'd always just been missing it. It's great to hear that panic sound when she sees panic. Yes. Yes. Beth, you got it. It'll be really fun for you to hear the backgrounds on As a Dream when we get there. So, okay. These Days. Here we go.
All right. A blue sky with big clouds, music blasting a bit too loud, paint strokes on a canvas, some things that bring me bliss, ticket stubs from a Tuesday night, a sweatshirt that hugs me tight, a bucket hat and a room for two, some things that make me think of you these days. I find myself looking around, taking it in, being as thankful as I've ever been these days. A quiet bench and a book to read, the smell of a summer breeze, planning little weekend trips, some things that bring me bliss, dancing freely on a New Year's Eve, teapots made with crybabies, fuzzy socks and hippos too, some things that make me think of you these days. I find myself looking around, taking it in, being as thankful as I've ever been these days. I find myself looking around, taking it in, being as thankful as I've ever been for the memories that I've made and the life I've known. I think about the day we first met and how you said hello, for the memories that I've made and the life I've known. I think about the way I fell for you and how I'll never let you go. A blue sky with big clouds, music blasting a bit too loud, paint strokes on a canvas, some things that bring me bliss. These days I find myself looking around,
Thank you. Good job. Awesome. Thanks, Beth. Thanks, Chip. Right on. What's up, Adam? Thanks for tuning in. Right on. Okay. Well, since we're here, I don't know if we want to kind of talk about. We're gonna do "As a Dream" here, right? We can do the song, and then we'll go over and do the other. Okay. Yeah, I've got it in my head now. Okay. All right. Rolling without a script. We are rolling unscripted. Liam, thank you, Liam. Appreciate it. Okay, let me get my chair over here. Okay, so we're gonna do "As a Dream" for you, and then we'll get into all of the particulars.
Okay.
And all the good breakdown stuff.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
As a Dream.
As a Dream.
Awesome. Thanks, Gary. And Jasmine, Vaughn, and Scarlett.
Oh.
Thanks for tuning in. Awesome. Admiring Alexa and Uncle Arif. Beth, such a great song. Love it, Alexa. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
So awesome. You know, Matt, Olio's former bass player, he, after you released the song last week, he reached out and just gave such a touching message, basically saying, you know, you put into this song what all of us were feeling and couldn't put into words and say, and you just put it so beautifully. And Matt was just blown away, and he was like, all right, I need to go like
listen to some rap.
Listen to some rap now, because I have to like balance everything out, because it was so emotional and so deep. And so that was really cool. All right, let's head over to the other side.
Okay.
And we're gonna do a little breakdown.
Breakdown. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. All right. Good. All right, geek music. Dude, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Meredith, absolutely beautiful. Chip, so good, so personal, you moved me. Thank you, he says.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so let's talk about we're going to do the instrumental first.
Okay.
Once Alexa wrote the song, and then we kind of created an arrangement for it, Alexa came to me and said, we need to get, it would just be awesome if we could get Barry to play drums and Kelly to play bass, and do you think they'd do it? I was like, all we can do is ask. And they were both just so touched, and so like, yeah, we'd love to do it. They were blown away. You know, they're blown away. So you created the, you know, piano track,
scratch vocal,
and then we sent it over to Barry, and he, you know, we never actually got in a room together and played this song together and figured out parts. We did it all remotely. So Barry sent like 6 or 7 different takes, like we could go here, like what do you
it was a lot of drums to listen to, and it was overwhelming at first, because I was like, I don't know, just he's the drummer, I don't know.
Right. But then as we, you know, listened to take after take after take, and you like,
I got very opinionated.
I was like, well, no, I don't want that, I like this part. And so we, you know, because because Barry was so generous with all of the takes, we were able to craft like, oh, this is great, you know, because usually we would do this all in a room together,
right?
And we'd figure out what works and what doesn't work and what flows better, and so all these choices. So Barry and I were constantly on the phone during those few days that he was recording the drums, like, okay, I just sent you another version, listen. So then I have to like listen to the previous versions to hear what was different about this version. And I'm like, okay, but so just in the third chorus, I added this little thing. Tell me what you think. So, you know, we kind of got through that whole process, and it was awesome. So we created the perfect drum track from Barry, and then we sent it to Kelly. Yeah. And then Kelly sent me 3 takes, and he usually does like, he's like, okay, basic take, nothing fancy, a little bit more stuff going on, and then I'm just going to go for it, and whatever happens, like, you know, use it, don't use it, whatever. So then I can kind of cut up and piece it together and create the take. And so once that happened, and then we came back and we did your lead vocal, and we did the background vocals, and then I added the guitars, kind of the last piece. So we're going to play for you right now the instrumental track of the completed song, no vocals, so you can really hear what Barry's doing and what Kelly's doing and some of the guitar parts and the piano that Alexa played. and how they all kind of work together. So I thought it'd be fun to share all that. Lots of comments here. Samantha says, I absolutely love that song. Even though I lost my mom 9 years ago, I still wish she would come back. Thank you, Alexa, for a wonderful song. Beth says I need a tech person. Hey, George, what's up, George? Now I see. Oh, G's Music. I see it. G's Music. What's up, George, man? So George and I played guitar together in the first band I was in when I moved to LA. So yeah, so George and I were in a band together, and it was a 5-piece band. And George, man, next time you're in LA, you got to be on the show. We got to do a show. You got to come out. So yeah, 5-piece band. George and Mike was a drummer. They grew up together from Florida. They moved out to Hollywood. I met them. We found a bass player and a singer, and we did the whole, like, we had the hair. Yep. We did the rock, the hard rock thing on the Sunset Strip. Those are some crazy days. So yeah. So George, man, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that. Oh, gotcha. Okay, understood. Okay, so just checking in. Love when you guys break down and talk through each one of her songs. That's what Liam says.
Aww.
Very cool. We do too, because it's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun to create, and it's fun to talk about the choices that were made and that stuff. Okay, sounds like a plan. All right, George, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Okay, so here's the instrumental version of "As a Dream," and as we listen back, we can talk about it, and I will kind of rewind sections that I want to highlight. So, here we go. So Alexa was doing, she was mouthing Barry's drum part there, where he's going, which is so cool. Barry does so many different subtle changes throughout the song, where he starts off and he's doing a lot of cross stick, kind of double time stuff, and then the verse comes in on the second verse, then he brings the snare in. And then the chorus is so dynamic, and you created that, those hits, those ba 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 down to down. So then Barry's playing, but leaving space in the first chorus. Yeah. And then the second chorus, he's gonna add more, and he does fills through the space, and it's really, really nice. All right, let's keep this going. He's opened up with the snare. Now the snare he's hitting during the second verse. Yeah, let's talk about that little thing. So we're gonna back that up. What's the lyric that sets that up?
That's a great question. Okay. Source of fresh. I'm turning it off, shutting it out. Boom.
Okay. So you came to me and you were like, okay, one thing I know, because you were like, I don't know drums. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. And then you're like,
thing I want.
But so in the verse, she had this great idea to accent the lyrics
So yeah, it goes, I'm turning it off, shutting it out, boom.
So we're going to back it up just a little so you can check that out. Stereo mix through stream sounds great. Thank you, Jimmy.
Nice.
Love it. I'm so glad. Okay, we're going to back this up a little so you can hear.
I think you already backed it up.
Oh, I did. Talk about that.
Yeah.
So Kelly, we sent him the song and like, do your thing.
Yeah.
And he just perfectly placed right in between everything that's going on with the production of the song, this bass line where he goes up on the neck, do 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 do. It's so tastefully done.
Yeah.
And the rest of the song, he's just holding down the low end. He's locked in with Barry. And then there's a moment where he just like steps up front and it's just so tasteful and so perfect. And we were just like, oh, Kelly, what? So good. So I'm going to back it up just a hair so you can hear that bass line. Do, 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 do.
Yeah,
do,
and because you did guitar to lead into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two, the guitar and the bass, is like definitely one of my favorite like little musical parts of this song.
Nice. Yeah, so I have a little guitar lick, right? Right. Okay, so I'm backing it up so you can hear the guitar lick going into Kelly's bass line. So Barry adds just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. First chorus, he just left the spaces empty.
Yeah.
And this time he just does couple little pickups, and then he does one big floor tom hit, doom, right? Which is really nice. And so as we're constructing these songs, one of the things we try to do, since we've got the verse that's kind of setting the story up, telling the story, and then the choruses are that's the sing-along part, right? So the chorus repeats throughout the song, but you want to make them a little different each time, so it's not just copy and paste.
Right.
And so we do that by just creating extra little nuances and little nuggets that were different than the first time you heard the section. So now it's like, oh, there's the section I've heard before, but now it's a little different.
More.
There's more. There's a little bit extra. So it's all these little things that come together, because what we're trying to do is create little mini hooks around the big vocal hooks that happen throughout the song. So really the main thing is that vocal and the melody that you've created. That's center stage. That's the most important thing, and what you're singing about, most important thing. But then the band's job is totally to support your vocal and to support what you're singing about, and not overstep, but just add that extra oomph when it needs it, and then back off when it's like, oh, now it's a little bit more delicate, or it's a sensitive section, or it's emotional, and so we're pulling back. So there's a lot of ebb and flow with the music production that really makes the song work. So we've got a lot of musicians and songwriters on here, so you guys and girls already know all this stuff. But for the casual music fan who's not typically writing songs and paying attention to this stuff, it's like, why do I like this song so much? These are some of the reasons why you like it. First of all, it has to be a great song.
Yeah.
And it has to be delivered well. check and check. But the next thing, you really want the production to support it, because our goal is you get to the end of the song and you go, wow, I got to hear that again.
Yeah.
And then you back it up and listen to it again. And you catch things that you didn't catch the first time. And then you back it up again. And then it's like, oh, I love this. And then there's like moments that you just, oh, I love it when it goes to that section.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the things that always captivated me from a young age, because I would listen to my vinyl on headphones, and I'd just lay on my bed and, you know, listen and listen to the production and listen to, and it was just like I would escape through music, and it was just the most magical, the best thing ever. And so now I want to create that same experience for, you know, the listeners that are listening to the stuff we're creating. All right, so now we're going into the bridge section.
Yeah.
And the bridge section, so cool. And we're like, vocally, you'll hear what happens, because we're going to share the vocal only version in a few minutes. But we needed to support what you were doing vocally. And it's nice. So we use the intro of the song.
Yeah.
That now is the bridge. So that opening piano line that you hear in the intro is now the bridge section. Alex is going to demonstrate. Exactly. So that's happening in the bridge, and Barry's now back to cross stick, double time, and as the bridge is moving along, it's going to get more and more intense. Kelly's going to get more and more intense. Guitar's doing some crazy feedback. I've got feedback going on one of the tracks. I've got like 4 guitar parts happening.
Yeah.
And it's all just subtle stuff in the background. It's just noise and the stuff happening.
Yeah.
And you can't hear it as much as you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the idea. So, all right, so here it is, the bridge. Really?
Oh, well, we're not in
the... Oh, thank you. I'm like, how come I'm hitting play and it's not doing it? You are so wise. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead. Thank you. Good catch.
the other one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Helps when I can see. So that's like the meat of the song.
Yeah.
You notice in that third chorus, Barry's doing a little more than he did in the second, and definitely from the first.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more happening there with his drums. It's more exciting. And we got to this part, and I remember just thinking, let's go somewhere. Let's create like a tag section for this song,
Mm-hmm.
and create almost kind of a left turn.
Yeah.
But bring it all home, like with what you're talking about. Traditionally, a bridge is going to do that kind of a thing, but the bridge that we created, that you just heard, was a little different, because you'll hear with the vocals why we did what we did.
Yeah.
And then this new section we're about to play, it's like, oh, you haven't heard this now yet in the song. So we're like we're 2 minutes and 24 seconds into the song, and we're introducing a new section, which is going to play us out.
Yeah.
So, and I remember when we were sitting and working it out, and it was like found the chords, and then you just kept singing different melodies to find the words, and then you found the words, and it was like, oh, that's it. This is so cool because it's like going from the song to this, which kind of takes us to the end. You know, it's this whole like grieving process and longing, and right. So I love that section when the band comes in.
Yeah.
It's so Queen to me.
Yeah, I know. No, but I remember listening to a bunch of Barry's drum takes and picking the gung 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 dun 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 dun, and then that was like my favorite part for a very long time, and it still is. But I was like, yes, that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's the part. So it just has this, you know, because the song is doing so much of this. It's so dynamic.
Yeah.
And then we get to the middle of the song, and it's like everything's out, but piano and vocal.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
There's no drums happening. Nothing. Just piano, vocal. And you deliver it with such, you know, you're sobbing through it. That's another thing we're going to talk about when we get to the vocals. And then the band comes in, and it's just like, bam, and then it's vocals, vocals and harmonies, and it's like, yeah, let's go. And then here we are at the end, and we're closing out the song, and it's back to just piano and vocal. Long sustain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the instrumental version of As a Dream. There's a lot of comments in here. I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay. My mom, Baka, says, amazing process. A puzzle of sounds until the final version is put together.
Yeah, it really is.
Well said. That's really what it is. It's a puzzle that we're kind of putting together. And in that puzzle, I really let intuition and chills guide the process. If you get chills as you're like, oh, that's what it is. That worked. That worked. That was good. And you just know as you're, you know, moving stuff out of the way, bringing stuff in, and finding it, you know. Beth says the writing process is such a vulnerable process. I love watching it all happen. Super special with the two of you. The head bobs are priceless. Yeah, well, it's kind of like we can't help it.
I remember I took a video of the two of us listening to As a Dream for the first time back, and we were identical. Like rewatching it. I don't know if we were just then, but we were in that video, and I was like, wow, clearly we're related. Clearly I am his daughter.
So funny. Oh wow, Adam says, I'm in music school right now. Also still trying to wrap my mind around people who can sing and play piano at the same time. I can barely walk and chew gum.
Oh my gosh.
Adam. Oh man, funny. Cool, I'm glad you're enjoying this because it's fun to share all this.
Yeah.
Okay, fun stuff. Vocals.
Yes.
I got to tell you about this. So amazing. Oh my gosh. It's time for vocals. Barry has the drums. Kelly's got the bass done. I haven't really done guitar yet.
Mm-mm.
Because I want to wait for all the vocals to be done, because I want to my idea with guitars is to really enhance and support all the vocals. So I'm going to kind of play in between the little spaces of the vocal, because I don't want to step on the vocal. So Alexa comes in and she does a vocal take,
Mm-hmm.
and we listen back.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was a good take. Alexa was like,
No.
this is not it. So you said, what'd you say?
Can I listen to a song, and then we'll do it? And he was like, oh yeah, of course. So I sat right back there with this chair, or that one of them, and I listened to Shine a Light, which DeHaven wrote for his dad when his dad passed away. And because that song was the first thing I listened to after finding out about Uncle D passing away. And so I knew that, like, if any song was going to get me where I needed to go for this performance, it would be that song. So I listened to the whole thing. I almost didn't. Because I was almost like, I can't let it affect me too much that I can't sing. And then I was like, well, maybe I will. Because Michael, my old acting coach for like almost a year, the biggest thing that I was working through was to allow myself to communicate through tears. Because I would always shut it off so I could continue and then cry talking about whatever acting I just did. And he would always be like, just cry. And I was like, but I can't talk when I cry. And he was like, then do that. Then don't talk. Just let the emotion out. So because of that, I was like, okay, whole song. So I did. I listened to the whole song, and then I performed it right here, looking up at the photo that my dad has up here of Uncle D playing drums. And it was a lot. But it's what you hear now in the song. That whole take, that's what it is.
It's the second take all the way through.
Yeah.
There's no edits. It was just, here it is.
Yeah.
So you're halfway through, or you're in that bridge section,
Mm-hmm.
or after the bridge where it breaks down.
Yeah.
And you're crying, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, oh no. I almost stopped it.
Really?
Because I was like, oh, are you okay? And I went, oh, this is gold.
Yeah.
You're in it. I'm just
Yeah.
going to stay out of the way and just let the machine do its thing and record you.
Yeah.
And
That's
it
why
was
there's such a
so
long
good.
there's such a long pause, because I didn't want to butcher the even has, because that's like hard enough. It's a hard enough thing to be like, oh,
Well, you wrote
breathy.
it.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I just remember, and okay, this is funny. So the bridge goes like panic, can't breathe, panic, save me, panic, save me. Okay. How I wrote it was panic, save me, panic, can't breathe, panic, save me. So I'm like into it, right? And I'm like not registering things, and then I hear what comes out of my mouth is panic, can't breathe first. And then I was like, no, because I wanted to end on save me, but I didn't want it to be back to back. Like that was like, okay, we space it out. Save me, can't breathe, save me, and then the chorus, panic, can't breathe. But it's perfect. So I do can't breathe, and I'm like, I can't end it on can't breathe. So then I did save me, and I was like, we're not starting over. And then I was like, well, and then I said save me, and I was like, it's fine. So I remember after doing that, I went into my lyrics to change it, because I was like, we're not changing it. It's what it is now.
I mean, yeah. You got to the very end.
Yeah.
Done. We stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away, and I said, we got to listen to this, because I think you just nailed it.
Yeah.
And we listened back, and I went,
yeah, but
we're not.
You scared me, because somehow by recording that, the first take got messed up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought it was the take I just did that got messed up.
Right.
And I was like, great.
Please tell me that the take I just did
I know.
isn't gone.
And then I got so confused, and then you started playing it, and I was like, oh, this is the take I just did. And you were like, yeah, it was the first one that got messed up. And I was like, ah. It's like, you're freaking me out. Gave me a heart attack. Gave the performance of a lifetime.
I know. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did you want me to hit record?
Right.
Right. Crazy. Perosi Live. Tio and I are listening from the car.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Right on. Bronco Jen. Triplet is going to bed. Good night, triplets.
Oh, good night, guys.
Good night. Love you. Liam. Well, you wrote it. LOL. Improv classes are coming in clutch.
Yup.
Yes. Yep. They sure are. All right, so here is vocals only. So what we've done is we've put together, it's Alexa's lead vocal all the way through with Alexa's background vocal, and I have one little background vocal in there as well. And what's funny is you can't hear my background vocal in the song.
No.
But you hear it when it's just vocal only.
Yeah. Also, because you told me that you added your voice, and I was like, what? Because I listened, and I couldn't hear him. And so then I remember we were in the studio, and, like, we listened to it with your vocal, and I still can't hear you. And then we listened to it without his vocal, and I noticed that it was less. And I was like, oh, genius.
Little studio trick is just you have a lower octave mimicking the lead vocal just to thicken it up a little bit, and it just gives it that little extra little boost. And so it's more of you're feeling the vocal than you are hearing it. But now with the vocals only mix, you'll be able to hear it.
And it's full circle because I background champions.
That's right, you sure did.
He background vocals for As a Dream.
All right, so here we go. Vocal only.
Late nights, long drives, fake a smile, I'll be out for a while, and nobody knows how the pain grows. Waves get farther, but the nights get darker. When I say goodbye, it's over. And when the lights go out, I'm getting closer to panic. Can't breathe all alone with this hole in my throat, and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. Please come back. Sore throat, fresh tears, I'll feel numb after a couple.
Okay, the please come backs.
Yeah.
We didn't have the please come back for a long time.
Yeah, because I remember that part where I'm only like, what is it even called? The B chord, but progression? What is that called?
Oh, when you're doing the inversion?
Yeah, okay, different inversions of the B chord. He didn't like that part.
So this is the part she's talking about.
Ooh, sorry. Because he was like, it's not.
It all of a sudden becomes happy.
Right, like what's up with that?
It's such a sad like.
And I was so stubborn. I was
song.
like, no, I like it. And you know why? Because I heard it in an Elton John song.
So you ripped it off.
Okay, not the beat, the feeling.
Yeah, the feeling. Let's be clear.
Yeah, let's be clear here. I was like, oh, that's so cool doing inversions like that. I should do that in my song. And then you were like, I don't like it. And I was like, I do. I was like, Elton John did it. It's going in this song. It's gonna stay.
So I remember I was messing around with like, well, what if we changed it to like minor, and what if we? And it was just like, no, that's definitely the part. But there was no vocal over that part. Yeah. And then, after you did the lead vocal, and we start constructing the background vocals, that idea of what you did with at the very end of the song, she sings. Please come back. Please come back. So she sings this, please come back. And then it was like, oh, what if we did please come back over that little happy section? Yeah. And we'll harmonize it in a way so it's haunting, and it just then becomes okay.
Yeah, because
that's what it was missing.
It really pieced the whole song together.
It did.
Because the overall emotion for me going through the grieving process was longing. And you see that at the end, like that's why the ending tag is what it is. But like I was like so like mind blown when I realized how we were like inputting that feeling throughout the song.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like you're pissed off and you're angry and you're angry and you're sad. But for me the overall thing was just missing him and wanting him to come back. And I really loved the call to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that melody then took over with maybe the song needs a little guitar intro on at the top of the song. So then I played that melody of ba 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 ba. So that's that please come back. So now you're hearing that please come back motif melodically and then lyrically and then it all ties in at the end of the song with the please come back. And it just all became then a complete package, you know, the complete. So now it's back to those ideas of little melodic nuggets throughout the song, and it's a guitar line, it's the background vocals, the harmonies, it's the lead vocal, it's a little guitar lick in between stuff, it's Kelly's bass part that happens. So it's all these things that are spread out through the song. It's not all happening at the same time. But it all is interlocked, creating this one awesome piece. All right, so let's continue on. Second verse.
Beers, I'm turning it off, shutting back, please come back.
Okay, I lied. We got to get to please come back again. All right, from please come back, this is after the first chorus.
Save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. Please come back, please come back. Sore throat, fresh tears, I'll feel numb after a couple beers. I'm turning it off, shutting it out. I don't want to feel if this is what it's about. I'm losing my mind without you, and nobody knows what I'm going through. With this hole in my throat and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief.
Okay, bridge. I just want to set this up because I really want, if you've got your headphones on, this is where it comes in handy.
Yeah.
So you had the brilliant idea.
Anyways. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So the bridge, all we had up until that point was panic, can't breathe, and that stuff. And then me like screaming at the end of it, which I loved because it's like, you know, you're having a panic attack and like all these emotions are hitting you at once and you can't think and everything's and like all you can do is like literally crumble to the ground and just lay there forever. So I really wanted it to be like little just like things that are like all hitting you at all these different times with like things from the song, but like to just ensue that like that panic. So that's the bridge.
So she has these background vocals happening that it's like panic, breathe, panic, breathe, save, panic, breathe, panic, breathe, save, panic, breathe, panic, breathe, save, panic, breathe, panic, breathe, panic, breathe, panic, breathe. So it's all happening kind of all around your head, while the music is intensifying, and your lead vocal, you're just like laying it all out there, and then you're screaming at the end of that section. So listen now to panic, breathe, save.
Panic, panic, breathe, panic, breathe, save, panic, can't breathe, panic, save me, panic, save me, panic, can't breathe, all alone with this hole in my throat and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. Please come back. You never.
Okay, we're gonna get to the end.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh. That chord of "Please come back," my favorite thing to exist. It is so just like it just scratches a part of my brain that is like, yes.
Those harmonies.
Yeah.
So Alexa went to Hamilton High School, the performing arts magnet, and you were in choir, one of the many things that she did performing wise, but in choir, and so you're doing all these really cool intricate pieces and with all these harmonies,
and they're crunchy. The harmonies are crunchy, and I just love it.
So we incorporated that idea into this section, made a really interesting harmony there. So I'll back it up just a hair so you can hear that it's in the please come back, please, 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 please.
I'm talking about the back.
Oh,
well, it's both. I think it's please come back and please.
Okay.
Those are the two words that are
so back and please.
Yes.
Okay.
Can't breathe all alone with this hole in my throat and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. Please come back, please. It's so good. Because I remember, because we were working on a song unrelated to Azurine that's gonna be coming out maybe soon, and I wanted a crunchy harmony, and you were like, it doesn't work, and I was like, no, it can, we can make it work, and you're like, no, it doesn't work, and then I listened to it and I was like, ugh,
it just wasn't the song for it.
I guess it doesn't.
Not every song can have that.
I know, but then with this one I was like, yes,
it works because it
passed the test.
Contextually it makes sense.
Yeah,
and it worked.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've entered the next section of the song. Everything's out.
Yeah.
It's just vocal and piano. So you won't hear the piano right now, but you'll just hear the vocal.
You never said you were going. I never got to say goodbye. Please come back. Even as a shadow. Even as a dream. You never said you were going. I never got to say goodbye. Please come back. Even as a shadow. Even as a dream.
Kept it all in.
Yeah.
Kept it all in.
Yep.
So good. Yeah, so you can really hear, when we just started from that ending section where it's just Alexa's vocal, you can hear the tears.
Yeah.
And that was the moment I was like, oh, wow, is she okay? What's, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So that was that moment I realized, like, we're in it. Yeah. We're in it. Meredith says, holy crap, this sounds sick. Mom says, ooh, I love this. Whoa, those background vocals are so cool. Yep, holy crap is right, Mare. Beth says, right. Crunchy is her new favorite word.
Oh, jeez.
Because we're talking about those vocals.
Nice,
Crunchy,
nice.
Crunchy.
Yeah, the harmonies are really cool on this song.
Really, really fun. So, where are we at now? Wow, an hour flew by.
I think real ones will stay a little longer.
Okay.
Because we still have to do the piano.
Right.
The original piano.
Like kind of the talking about the... Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to switch over to piano really quick.
We're going overtime.
You're going a little extra for you.
Yeah. Like I said, real ones will stay. Oh, should we move the...
Yeah, I'm going to move this. Okay. Awesome. Samantha says, thank you again, Alexa, for a wonderful song. George says, truly amazing. Liam says, encore. So I just want to take a moment and talk about the creation of the song.
Yeah.
So, what did you, when you started, what did you have?
So it was September 9th, 2020. And I was teaching myself how to play a Lizzie McAlpine song called Same Boat. It's pretty depressing. And so I was like, in my feelings, and I was like, okay, I think I can do it. Because I wanted to write a song about D. I was always going to wait until you did.
Okay.
Because I like a month after, I was like, okay, I need to write a song about how I'm feeling. And then I was like, no, can't do that. For 2 reasons. Because it was way too much to fully process everything that I was going through and in the middle of experiencing. And also, I wanted my dad to write a song first. Because I didn't want to take that away from you. I know you wouldn't care, but like it was like you.
But you ended up releasing it first.
Oh, true. True.
I do have a song
that
we're working on, but yours was ready. So.
Yeah. So yes, I was in this room. I was sitting right here. And I don't really know. I think. Since I really don't remember too much, but I can only assume that since I was already at the piano, I plucked out a melody and then chords.
Okay.
Like, because I probably had something. I know the verse came first. It was very like verse and then chorus. So, because I had my computer on your like stand or whatever to write lyrics.
Right.
And I was just trying to recall what life was like for me then. Late nights, long drives, fake a smile, I'll be out for a while. Because I would like not be able to get, I wasn't able to get a lot of sleep. Like I was just like in my room crying. So that was that part. And then and nobody knows how the pain grows. Waves get farther, but the nights get darker. That's one of my favorite lines of the song. I do feel like I'm going to say that a lot, so just a heads up.
That's one of my favorite parts.
So, because fake a smile, I'll be out for a while. I feel like that's standard. You're putting on a face. Like, everything's fine. We're okay. We're fine. Nobody knows how the pain grows, which is true, because I feel like everyone obviously in their life has experienced grief to a certain level, and that's the most for everybody. You know what I mean? So I had leveled up my most, right? And so I was like, I felt very, even though I had people around me grieving the same death, I felt very alone, and like no one can relate to this. No one can truly understand what I'm going through, which I still, is true to a certain extent. We all grieve differently. I really didn't allow myself to process a lot of his death at first, because he passed away and then the next day I go to school. So it was like, haha, all right, socializing. And so the waves of like the flooding of like, oh my God, he's gone, got farther, but it was like a constant every night. I was not doing well mentally. But like in the daylight, the waves got farther, but the nights were getting darker because I wasn't allowing myself to grieve fully. Because it was just like, okay, it happened, now what? Because I had no idea how to process something this intense. So that was that. And then I remember being so excited creating the chorus. Oh wait, I just skipped. No, I didn't. I say goodbye, it's over when the lights go out. No, I didn't. Okay, so it goes, wow. Okay, when I say goodbye, it's over. and when the lights go out, I'm getting closer. Okay, so when I say goodbye, it's over. Calls to being social and like being with your friends and hanging out with them, and it's great. And then the second you say I said bye and like got in my dad's car at the time, shut the door, it was like an immediate, and I don't have to like turn it on, so I can't do it anymore, so it's sobbing. So that was that. And then when the lights go out, I'm getting closer to Panic. When I came up with this Panic, can't breathe, I vividly remember I like got up and like freaked out. I was like, this is so good. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever created. Because it was the coolest thing I'd ever created. I was so hyped. And I literally stood up and I was like, don't fuck this song up. Can I? Whatever. Don't mess it up. It's like, you have to do this good now. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to you. Don't mess it up. And I didn't. But yeah, so I remember just being so like, I was like, wow. And I was like, oh, I'm going to blow that away. Like, I was so excited. And that's all I showed you. The full chorus. But yeah, that's what I showed you that night. Yeah. But I was just, and then I had to sit with that for a while because I was like, what do I do now?
So you had one verse
next? One verse and
one
chorus.
chorus. But it was so strong, and I knew, like, I heard all the stuff that Barry ended up doing.
Yeah.
I heard, like, you played it, and I went, yeah, I know.
Because
I know what to do.
With Juggler and with These Days, I had no like, okay, what could the band do? I wasn't hearing anything band-wise. And like you would talk about how you're like, oh, I'm hearing, and I'll get so mad. So I'm like, I don't hear it. Where is it for me? But I heard it with this part, and I was like, oh, it was like I was unlocking my superpower of music. Yeah. I was like, I can feel it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all I had. The first night. And then I continued. I don't know. I kind of got off on a tangent of explaining the lyrics.
That's fine.
Should I continue?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll explain the chorus then. So, panic, can't breathe, self-explanatory. All alone with this hole in my throat. So, when I sob, like we're sobbing, my throat really starts to hurt. I don't know. I'm assuming because muscles. And
yeah,
like,
probably.
But it's like if I'm really sobbing, my throat will hurt, and it feels like right here is like I can't talk because my breath is like just And so I was like, yeah, it feels like there's a hole in my throat. So that's that lyric. All alone with this hole in my throat, and I'm screaming, save me. Get me out of this never-ending grief, because it really is. It's never ending. I know that like we're still going through it now, and I believe 47 years from now, it's gonna be the same. Yeah. So that's the first chorus, and then we get to the second verse. Sore throat, fresh tears. I'll feel numb after a couple beers, which I will say, that line is only in there because it rhymes.
Fully transparent.
No, but I'm being so honest. Yeah. Like, it rhymes.
It is a good line.
And sometimes when people grieve, they drown their feelings in alcohol, which I was just not. I didn't have any access. And I'm not just saying that because my dad is here. I promise. And
Should I leave the room then you can be honest?
No. Because it's true. Because like sore throat, fresh tears. And I was like, okay, tears. What rhymes with tears? And I was like, beers. I'll feel numb after. And I was like, genius. Whatever. Doesn't need to all be true. It's for the rhyme.
It's good. Yeah, it's good storytelling.
Yeah, it is. It is because it is true for people.
It is. Absolutely.
So, okay. Sore throat, I'll feel numb after a couple of beers. I'm turning it off, shutting it out. I don't want to feel if this is what it's about. Yeah, I got to a point where I just had to like shut off my emotions. I don't know if any of you guys seen Vampire Diaries. But if you have, You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like that. Anyways, because I didn't know how to process. I didn't have time to process or grieve. I was about to graduate high school, and it was just like, I don't have time for this. So yeah, turning it off, shutting it out. I don't want to feel if this is what it's about, because it was all I was feeling. It was very much consuming, and it's not a nice feeling. So I was just like, no, rejected. I don't know if it's about. I'm losing my mind without you.
And nobody knows
what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember being pulled out of my econ class, second period, because my parents were in the magnet office. And I was like, that's weird. And I'm a very extreme overthinker. And I have thought about my dad passing away, my mom passing away, my brother passing away. Just like people in my life, I'm like, okay, how would I be okay if these things happened? I never did that with Uncle D, because in my mind, he was the like epitome of like protector. Like, none of you are allowed to pass away, first of all. But it just never, like, there was never even a thought for me to overthink about him passing away. So when my mom told me in the magnet office, I went, like, numb, because I was like, no. Because I walk in and she's sobbing, and I immediately think something happened to Miko, because Miko like sprained his ankle the day before, 2 days ago or something, in baseball. And so I was like, Miko's in the hospital, his leg got worse, what's happening? And then she said that D passed away. And I was like, no. So yeah, I'm losing my mind without you, and nobody knows what I'm going through, because none of my friends did. They knew that someone passed away, but they didn't understand the gravity of who he was in my life. So it was really hard to justify, like, everything I was feeling by being invalidated by the people around me. It was very hard. And so I just got to a point where I was like, okay, I can't talk about this anymore, because no one gets it. No one understood. Yeah. And then the chorus, panic, can't be, okay. It's the same thing as the first chorus. Oh, okay. And then the bridge, panic, breathe, save, which is just all of the thoughts that were going on in my head. I was panicking. I couldn't breathe, like, especially during panic attacks or the sobbing attacks or whatever. And also being like, I want out, like, save, I want to be saved. I don't want this anymore. And so it was just that constant in my mind. So that's the bridge. And then, panic, can't breathe, panic, save me. And then the chorus again, self-explanatory as first and second one. And then the ending tag. And this was really hard to write. Because I think the hardest part was that he wasn't even 50, right? He was 49.
Yep.
And it was out of nowhere. Like, it was just very hard. And it sucks because, like, you want a goodbye. Like you never know what your last hug is gonna be from somebody. And it was really hard to, like, grasp the fact that would never happen again. Yeah, so you never said you were going. I never got to say goodbye. Please come back, even as a shadow, even as a dream. Because obviously he's not coming back on this plane, but, like, I still wanted
any form of like, oh, I have a dream about him. Like still to be in his presence in any way that I could in this world and where I am right now. So that was really hard. And that is a song.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it got really hard in the final stages of mixing to keep listening to it, because it just felt like reopening
The
like
wounds.
every time.
Yeah.
Like, because like how many we got to, like, what, 15? No,
I think
it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't that much.
no, it's maybe
12.
yeah, 12. Mix
Yeah.
12, mix 13, and
Um
like as we're mixing the song, once you get to about 7, 8, versions of it, now it's just like, oh, maybe this little section needs to be a little quieter
yeah.
just on that part, and so that's
So it's like, yeah, it's
a
very
new-
subtle.
Yeah, it's subtle changes.
It's very subtle changes. But yeah, it got really hard to listen to. And for a second I thought it was because I was starting to not like the song.
Oh.
And then I was getting worried. I was
Oh.
like, can't happen. But no, that didn't happen. I still very much love this song because it does feel like I've created something beyond me. Yeah, and I love it very, very much.
You knocked it out of the park. From the moment that you played that verse and that chorus for me back in 2020,
Yeah.
I knew that it was something special, and I knew that I wanted to be part of it and help you get it across the finish line,
Yeah.
because you're when you came with Juggler, your first song,
Mhm.
you'd written a bunch of kind of half songs up until
Yeah.
that point, and they were not that great. They were just they just weren't. It was just like, okay, it sounds like a young person,
Yeah.
young at writing
Yeah.
songs. That's what it
Mhm.
sounded like. And then you came with Juggler, and it was like, whoa. It wasn't like a gradual, like, we're getting better. It was like, here's Juggler.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. And then you came with These Dreams. I was blown away with These Dreams.
These dreams.
These Days.
Yeah.
As a dream. These Days. And you came with These Days, blew me
Yeah.
away. And then when you showed me this one,
Yeah.
just, okay, we're next level stuff now. Next level. Now we're going.
Yeah.
We're going there.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see what you do next, and I know that you've got more songs, and we're working on new things, and it's
Yeah.
very exciting because we've got new things coming your way.
Yeah.
Alexa has new things, so it's really great. It's really great. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you want to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we could wrap it up here or close it out with, one more thing. I mean, we could just, what do you want to do?
I think we should do the song.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But I do want to say really quick still
Yeah.
about As a Dream, because we had the song finished minus the bridge, and I was so happy because I was like, yeah, Dad doesn't need to help me with the bridge for this song, and I was like, well, that's because there isn't one, but it's good without it. And then you were like, okay, but what if? And then I was like, oh, it's really good. I guess we have to add it. Guess it has to be in.
Because we didn't have, that's when this came about. Because we didn't have this yet. All right?
Yeah, we didn't have that.
So this was what was initially the bridge.
Yeah. And then we put it as the intro.
Right. So then it became the intro as well. And it just felt like the song, I didn't want the song just to start with late nights,
Yeah.
long drives. I just needed it to, like, set it up. And then it's nice to be able to reintroduce it later in the song.
Yeah,
so it's
during
not
the
just like
bridge.
it's
A
what is that?
one-off.
What's up with that intro? Like it
Yeah.
happened and then never again? Like what's the deal?
Yeah.
So that was a nice tie-in to have it, you know, come in. And then in the bridge, and then to have it go somewhere, lead you that tension, back to the chorus. Now it's a big chorus again. Yeah. So I know you were excited. The song doesn't need a bridge. But I just thought, well, maybe, you know, it could be good. It could be good to do that.
Yeah. Mr. Bridge fanatic.
I know. Meredith says, we are the realist.
Yeah.
Beth says, such great lyrics. Meredith, yes. And then Beth has a vampire and a diary and a purple heart. And then Meredith writes, Vampire Diaries teaches good coping. And Daily Dose of Short says, hello, how are you?
Doing
great. Just breaking a song down.
Yeah.
Doing good.
It's the usual Tuesday night.
You know, just doing our thing. Inside the OMG, episode number 168.
168.
168. All right, so we're going to close out the show. We've got one more song to play.
It wouldn't be an Alexa Hodzic special guest on Inside the OMG without playing this song.
Pretty much. Because this is what we do. And that's what we do. Okay, yeah. Little station identification break. You're tuned to Inside the OMG, Olio Music Group.
You should create like a station.
Like a little
there's
jingle.
3 of you. Oh, a jingle. That would be cool too. Actually, I like that better.
Inside the OMG.
Yeah, well, we'll work on it.
Baka says, my beautiful, sensitive, creative granddaughter, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to close out the show with Once in a Lifetime. I believe this is the time. Simply leave, change the rhyme. Heaviness, carry the weight. Make a mess before it's great. Too much, too long to wait. Give me a sign. It only happens once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime.
Trouble stays, holding on. Better days seem to be gone. Run the race, gaining ground, yeah. Amazing grace turns it around.
Too much, too long to wait. Give me a sign. Too close, too good to break my state of mind. It only happens once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Don't let this moment go by.
Don't let this moment go by.
I know, this is the time. happens once.
Happens once. Luck couldn't make it twice.
You got to roll the dice. Third time, name a price.
Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Oh. Nice.
Once in a Lifetime. It's an Olio song you can find on our Untitled album. It's the one with the white tie on the front. It's a black album cover with a white tie. And we're talking about doing another version of it on your album or EP.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We're going to do a new version of Once in a Lifetime together since we have so much fun doing it, doing it as a duet.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Meredith says, so good. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
All of you and all of the fantastic emails that we've gotten in regards to the song As a Dream that Alexa just released last week. It was such a pleasure to work on it, and I'm so proud that I was able to contribute and produce the song and just watch you shine and watch you do you, and you're developing and growing into such an amazing artist, and I get to now just be in the front row and be your biggest fan next to Mom and Miko and all of you cheering you on, because it's so fun now. I mean, you know, when you started writing songs, I was kind of giving little tips, and now you're at this point where it's just you're your own artist, and it's so amazing and it's so fun to watch, and I can't wait for the next stuff that you come up with, because I'm a big fan, so I can't wait to hear what's next in Alexa's catalog. So this is really fun. Thank you so much for tuning in to Inside the OMG episode 168. Can't believe it's 168 episodes in a row.
I know.
Since March 5th, 2019. Here we are, May 17th, 2022. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, so These Days wasn't released yet when I started the show.
Yeah,
Juggler
no.
wasn't released yet when we started this show. And now here we are with As a Dream, and we've got a bunch. You have a lot more songs coming up.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And please, share the song.
Yeah.
Share the video. Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
Oh,
I'm not showing the video on the show tonight. But you all have access to Alexa Hodzic's music channel on YouTube. That music video you put together, it's a lyric video, and it's all these photos of DeHaven.
Yeah.
And it brings back so many awesome memories. It's with our original bassist Tony. It's with Matt. It's with Kelly, and it's just so awesome what you've done. You put together this beautiful tribute, and so share the video, share the music, share the song. Let's really get this song out there to everybody, because it's something really special and really meaningful, and I think it could really, like you said, people grieve, there's loss, and this song is a really big tribute to that. We're in this together, we're going through life together, so that's one of the things that music can do. It can bring us together, and it can help heal. And that's the biggest thing. It's like help find a way to get through to the next day, and you've done such a wonderful job with this. So we're going to leave you with the song, so you can actually hear the recorded version, even though you've probably heard it. But now the full complete song, the recorded version with music and all the vocals, everything all together, that's going to close out the show. Thanks so much for watching. As I switch back over to here.
So stream As a Dream featuring Olio. You're feeling mad? Stream it. You're feeling sad? Stream it. You're feeling like you love me? Stream it.
Awesome.
You feel like you want to hear some sick ass music? Stream it. You feel like you want some hardcore drums? Stream it. Killer bass? Stream it. Sick guitar? Stream it. Emotional vocal performance? Stream it. Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Have a great week. See you next time.
Late nights, long drives, fake a smile, I'll be out for a while, and nobody knows how the pain grows. Waves get farther, but the nights get darker. When I say goodbye, it's over. And when the lights go out, I'm getting closer to panic. Can't breathe all alone with this hole in my throat, and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. Please come back. Sore throat, fresh tears, I'll feel numb after a couple beers. I'm turning it off, shutting it out. I don't wanna feel if this is what it's about. I'm losing my mind without you, and nobody knows what I'm going through. Panic, can't breathe all alone with this hole in my throat, and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. Panic, can't breathe. Panic, save me. Panic, save me. Panic, can't breathe all alone with this hole in my throat, and I'm screaming, save me, get me out of this never-ending grief. You never said you were going. I never got to say goodbye. Please come back, even as a shadow, even as a dream.